Decades have passed, and yet the flames still rise, undimmed, unbroken. Through storms, droughts, and the fall of empires, the door to hell has never gone out. It's become more than a geological anomaly. It's a symbol, a paradox of human ambition and nature's defiance. To scientists, it's a marvel. To locals, it's a curse. To travelers, it's a destination. But to those who've stood before it at midnight, feeling the heat on their face and hearing that low, rhythmic breathing from below, it feels like something else entirely. Alive, aware, watching. In the early 2000s, the government of Turkmenistan made a surprising decision. They opened the region to controlled tourism. Despite its remoteness, miles from the nearest paved road, visitors began arriving from all over the world. Explorers, journalists, adventurers. They came with cameras and questions. They came to see what the Soviets left behind and what the Earth refused to bury. The first sight never fails to shock. From the dunes, you see nothing but a glow. Then, as you approach, the desert opens, and there it is. A perfect circle of fire, glowing like the eye of a god beneath a sea of stars. It hums, it breathes, it draws you in. Many describe the same feeling, as if something beneath the surface is calling. Not with words, but with gravity. Tourists lean dangerously close, hypnotized by the movement of the flames. The heat burns their faces, yet they can't look away. Some drop stones, others whisper prayers. Every act, every sound feels like part of a ritual older than memory. Over time, accidents began to happen. Cameras fell into the pit, tripods melted. In one tragic incident, a small desert fox, drawn by the light, wandered too close and slipped inside. The locals buried a small cairn of stones near the rim, a quiet memorial for a creature lost to the flames. They say that night the fire flickered differently, almost gently. It's hard to explain the spell this place casts. Scientists have measured everything: temperature, gas concentration, seismic activity, and yet the mystery persists because no one can agree why it still burns. Methane reserves can last decades, yes, but half a century, that defies expectation. In 2019, a study from the Turkmen Institute of Natural Resources attempted to model the gas flow. The results suggested the crater might be connected to subsurface channels stretching kilometers in every direction, like veins of a living organism. And if that's true, then the door to hell is not a wound, it's a mouth. A breathing system venting the planet's unseen energy. But there's something else. Something the sensors can't explain. The crater's magnetic readings fluctuate, unpredictably. Electronic compasses near the rim often drift or fail. Visitors' phones sometimes record audio distortions, faint hums, whispers, and pulses that aren't present in real time. When analyzed later, those frequencies show patterns, rhythmic, almost structured. Not speech, not static, something in between. Some experts dismiss it as the sound of shifting gas layers. But others wonder if we're hearing the Earth itself, an ancient vibration echoing through stone. The door to hell may not be a door at all. It might be a signal, a constant reminder that the Earth is alive, volatile, and not entirely under our control. Because when we dig too deep, we awaken forces we don't understand, forces that don't care who we are or what flag we fly. In 2020, a joint research group from Germany and Turkmenistan used ground-penetrating radar to map the crater's depth. What they found stunned them. The visible pit, about 30 meters deep, is just the surface. Beneath it lies a labyrinth of collapsed caverns, extending possibly 100 meters or more into the desert floor. Inside those caverns, the scanners detected unstable gas pockets and voids, empty spaces. perfectly circular, too symmetrical to be natural. The data was incomplete. The deeper signals vanished, absorbed by something that defied the radar. A field technician noted in his log, the signal didn't bounce back. It was swallowed. Swallowed. Just like everything else that enters the pit. Sand, stone, machines, sound, all absorbed. Nothing escapes. Some scientists suggested there might be liquid hydrocarbons pooling at the bottom, viscous and dense enough to absorb both vibration and light. Others thought it might be a phenomenon caused by intense heat distortion. But then came a discovery that reignited the legend. When samples taken by Kurunis and others were re-examined under more advanced microscopes, researchers found new microbial traces, different from the methane-consuming life found earlier. These new samples appeared dormant, as if waiting, inactive but intact. That shouldn't be possible in those temperatures. And yet, there they were, sealed inside mineral shells, perfectly preserved. Some called them fire seeds, others sleeping cells. If life can rest in fire, what else might rest below? The ancient nomads believed that beneath the desert, the earth keeps memories of every creature, every civilization, every flame that's ever burned. What if they were right? What if the door to hell isn't just venting gas, but releasing time? Every flicker, every roar, a breath from something older than us. It's only superstition until science catches up. You stand before the pit, and you feel it, the vibration under your feet, subtle but steady. You tell yourself it's the wind, you tell yourself it's the gas. But deep down, you know, you're standing on the skin of something that's still awake. In 2023, a new attempt to extinguish the crater was quietly announced. Crews brought concrete sealants, sand slurry, and gas inhibitors. They never even reached the edge. The equipment overheated, melted, and failed. The desert swallowed their tracks overnight. Officially, the operation was postponed due to technical challenges. Unofficially, it was abandoned. The fire continues. The door to hell doesn't just resist control, it rejects it. It's as if the planet itself has chosen to keep it open. And maybe we need it open, a reminder that beneath all our technology, all our borders and wars and pride, the earth still burns from within. A silent warning hidden in the desert. Half a century ago, a group of Soviet engineers struck a pocket of gas. Today, that same flame draws thousands across the world. From astronauts to mystics, from scientists to storytellers, all come to witness the fire that will not die. They come with questions, but they leave with silence because standing before the crater, words fall away. You realize that this isn't just a hole in the ground, it's a mirror that reflects everything human. Curiosity, ambition, mistake, wonder, fear. They called it the door to hell, but maybe that name is wrong. Maybe it isn't a door downward. Maybe it's a door inward, into our need to understand, into our endless desire to push further, dig deeper, light the dark, even when we shouldn't. Every civilization has its flame. The Greeks had Prometheus, the Persians had Atar, the Zoroastrians guarded sacred fire for centuries. And now, in the heart of Turkmenistan, the earth keeps its own, a beacon of orange that never sleeps. Scientists still monitor the gas. Tourists still gather at sunset. Nomads still whisper prayers when the wind shifts. But the truth is, no one knows when or if it will ever stop. Maybe it's a punishment for human pride. Maybe it's a message from the earth. Or maybe it's just an accident that became a legend. But one thing is certain. As long as that fire burns, it will remind us that some mysteries are meant to stay alive. Forever. You've been listening to Mystery Fact File, and tonight, we looked into hell and saw ourselves staring back.